What's up, everybody? Once again, working hard. I got interviews all day here, and you'll see that in all the episodes. That's why my clothes never change. But I am with a man who makes change. He is a change maker. And if you want to know what a change maker is, stay tuned.
You've got some nice moves.
Come on, baby. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. 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 Come on, baby. What you got. What you got.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. America will continue the dream.
All right, I am with a change maker. You are somebody who, from my conversations with you, you go out there and you make differences. You make differences professionally in people's lives, professionally, entrepreneurs, etc. Darius Stanton, you are founder and CEO of the Staton Group.
That is correct. Darius A. Stanton.
Ooh, I screwed up. Sorry.
That's
Darius A. Stanton.
I'm also Darius Stanton, but Darius A. Stanton is. My mother said, make sure you have a middle name, use it.
Use it,
There
yeah.
you go.
So just to differentiate from all the fake Darius Stantons out there, right?
Well, there is a second,
Okay. Well,
and he's pretty popular. I have to make sure he gets on your show.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the real star.
You're here today. You're the star of the show. So let's talk about what you do, and then we'll dive into how you do it and why.
Well, I am what is called a social entrepreneur.
Okay, social entrepreneur.
My work and life's work is really focused on creating systems, entities, and content that helps people live healthier and happier lives. And so we do that in a myriad of ways. The reason why I use social is because we want to create opportunities for people in business and education that is going to help create a better dynamic for communities, for families, for our cities, nation, and our world.
Wow, it's a big undertaking. It's a big
Well,
undertaking.
and I mentioned my mother. I come from a really, really, really strong family.
Right.
My father was an academic All-American in high school and college. My mother is one of the most brilliant people I've met in the world. She's a poet. She's a writer. She's a singer. She's produced the first play in London, debuted there. She recorded music in Kingston, Jamaica. She had 5 art exhibits in Casablanca. She is a dynamo, and that's just some of her credits.
Why am I interviewing you then?
I'm her setup man.
Okay.
So coming from that kind of family, my grandfather was a civil rights leader in Annapolis, Maryland, which is where I'm from. And he was part of what's called the Annapolis Five, and the Annapolis Five helped to desegregate the hotel and restaurants in the city of Annapolis back in the 1960s.
Wow.
And so my grandmother was an entrepreneur. She had a beauty salon in the basement of our home that we grew up in Annapolis, and she did everybody's hair from the bartender at the local beer club to the president of the local university's wife, So I learned how to customer service. I learned how to treat people. I learned the importance of manners. I learned the importance of integrity. I learned the importance of work ethic. And I learned the importance of being a critical thinker and systems all before I went to high school or college. And so
you got some good foundations.
And I have a master's in human service administration.
Okay.
We have been in business for 20 years. The Staton Group Incorporated, you mentioned, my wife and I. She's another dynamo. She's an industrial engineer by trade. She's got a master's in engineering management, an executive coaching certificate from George Washington. And, so we are really poised and have been helping businesses and communities establish themselves and use innovation and technology to get to the next level.
Wow. Okay, so I'm in front of, entrepreneurial royalty, basically.
Well, when my name's on all these Broadways, in America, you can say that. But actually, I just speaking to that, putting your name on stuff.
Yeah.
We really want to create opportunities for people to build capacity,
Right.
so that they can put their names on things.
Yeah.
Because when people do well, we do well,
Yeah, everybody does well.
and our communities do well, which is why we created the concept called win-win-win,
Win-win-win.
which is WinQ leadership system.
Okay.
So we basically have had I'm a motivational speaker, and a podcaster, a trainer, as well as the other things I just talked to you about. And looking at all the different platforms that we had, I ran Boys and Girls Clubs, the largest Boys and Girls Clubs organization in the country, which is Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington at that time. 18 clubs, $11 million budget, 275 staff, 25 of them were police officers. And in doing that, one of the things that I learned was the value of building young people and families. Because when you build young people and families, then you build communities.
Right.
And so when we developed the win-win-win, we were looking at all these different speaking platforms, retooling leadership.
Might have to project a little more. It's getting loud in the neighborhood.
All these speaking, these platforms that we were using, retooling leadership. If you look at what's happening in our country, last 50 years, we've declined.
Right.
We're not number one and number two in math and science. That's somebody else. We're way down to 21 and 23rd, right?
It's because the internet has educated our children for the last 10, 20 years.
Well, it's because we don't pay our teachers. We don't take care of our system. Teachers have to scrape. They got to go pull money out of their cookie jar at home, and then come to work and take money to buy things that need to be done in school. So, and then we don't pay them anything. Teachers should make $100,000 a year.
They should, right? But is that where, and to a certain degree, you guys come into play in a lot of that supplementals, right? The Stanton Group starts to really fulfill some of those things missed in youth.
Right. And so the win-win-win model is very simple. The first win is in your home, your foundation, your mental, physical, spiritual health,
right.
And your foundation, making sure your home is winning. When everybody's winning at home, which means they're healthy, they're safe, they're positive. The second win is in your school or your legacy. Your school or in your business or career. You got to surround yourself with people equal to or smarter than you. You got to know your numbers. You got to have people that have integrity. You have to treat people right, and you got to make sure that your business, as well as your customers, your first customers are your employees.
Right.
They've got to know that they are a family first environment and that you care about them. Then they'll bust their hindparts to make sure your company's going to do well.
In branding, we call that the brand culture.
There you go. And then the last piece is your legacy. You got to win in your legacy. And the way you win in your legacy is you got to make sure you have insurance. If you got a business, you got to have key holders insurance to make sure that your key people are taken care of. If you lose them, the business still goes on. You want to make sure that you have trust. You want to make sure your family has property so that you have some real estate to pass on, which is how you generate wealth. And last but not least, you have to have a succession plan and put your ego in your back pocket. And a succession plan means that you're training people how to do it as you do. If you lead the city council, if you lead leader of the church, if you got a community organization or a project or a business, who are you training to take on what you take on and you do, like right now?
So
win-win-win.
That sounds, and I'm saying, look, from my perspective, I get it, right? But there's people out there that I'm pretty sure right now, like, wow, that's kind of overwhelming. Like, that's a lot. Is it really overwhelming?
Well,
or is it like?
Well, so first of all, it's customizable, right?
Right.
So we meet people where they are. When we look at how people do business, we assess what it is they're doing. What are your goals? What are your strengths and your assets? The biggest part of our culture now is focused on deficits. We focus on strengths.
Right.
We're here in Atlantic City to focus on the strengths of Atlantic City.
Right.
We're not here to look at the negative things or what people have said it used to be and couldn't be. And we're here to focus on who's still doing what, who has the capacity but just needs some support in doing it.
Right.
Who was doing it very well but lost the business because of this, that, or the other. And in terms of all of the other things that are still here, how do we make them win? Right. And once we find out what your passion is, once you find out what your strengths are, then we build the necessary resources around that.
Right.
And once you get the resources to support what it is you're doing and the capacity, and last but not least, the confidence, then you can go take over the world. But you got to have the confidence, you got to have the capacity, And in order to do that, you have to surround yourself with people and resources that are going to allow you to do what you do. You can't be worried about things, or you can't focus on what you don't have. You have to focus on what you do have. Take that and make lemonade.
You hear that? Take that and make lemonade. You know what? Make lemon ice out of it. Make lemon meringue pie. The whole package. Just go to town. Lemon poppy seed bread, like whatever.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Right. But the thing
Plus,
is,
lemon water is excellent for you to drink first thing in the morning.
There you go,
The first
right?
one, remember I said it at home, you got to take care of the temple, the body.
right.
So if you drink that lemon water first thing in the morning, it flushes your system, it charges your liver and your kidney, and now you're ready for your day.
There you go. So look at that. So it's not. I mean, realistically, and I don't want to get on a health tangent because that's not the show.
Sure.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I interviewed somebody once about the mental health of the entrepreneurs. Right. But the physical health is equally as important, because if you're not operating at a physically, I mean, if you're never operating mentally or physically at 100%, you're not giving 100% to your business, which means you're not giving 100% to your team. You're not giving 100% to your clients. And that's just because if you're unhealthy, it's falling down. It's going right down the pipe.
So you set me up real good. Now I'm ready. I used to play baseball. The first year we lost every game. The second year we won them all.
Okay.
Right? Excuse me. So that's the win-win-win. The first win is self. But if you win and I win, then our community wins.
Right.
Right? If you win and I win, our customer wins. So what we want to make sure of is that, and the reason why you said what you said about taking care of yourself physically, the amount of pressure and stress as a manager, as a leader, as a business owner, I got to make payroll. I got to pay these people. I got to pay the rent. I got to I do all these things. And I still got to take care of home and myself. So you got to put yourself in a position where you're physically able to handle that pressure and that stress. Otherwise, you'll get overweight. Otherwise, you'll get sick. Otherwise, you'll have all these things. You'll be drinking a whole lot, smoking a whole lot, doing a whole lot of other things to compensate for this deficit. So you got to be in shape. You got to get up, work out. You got to be stressed. So you can deal with that. Okay, I got that. Running off my butt. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm a winner.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. And when we say work out, listen, folks, it doesn't mean you got to be in the gym, a bodybuilder going for the hot bods or anything. You just got to have a healthy body.
You got to have a healthy body. And you got to have a healthy mind. So just start by breathing. Just start by stretching every day and commit to doing that, and walking.
Yeah.
If you walk, you stretch, and you breathe, you're set, because what's going to happen is when you get in that board meeting, when you get in that business deal and it's not going your way, and you start to fold, or you start to feel the pressure, then you start thinking negative thoughts. Once you start thinking negative thoughts, the door is closing. So you got to keep like, I got this. Let me just breathe. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. I got it. No, we're not going to go that way. We're going to do this. And you take bold stands. Right. People read your body language. It's like we're in a casino. They read your body at the poker table.
Yeah, right.
Same thing in business.
Same in business.
Whether or not I might not even be able to know how I'm going to produce or do it, but I know I can get it done.
Get it done.
Right. Yeah. But remember, one of the other wins: surround yourself with people who are bright as you, or bright as, or smarter than.
Well, that's it. I always say the smartest person in the room is the person who knows they're not the smartest person in the room.
Right. And you've got to be able to, now the key about being smart is research. Yeah. I might not have a degree in this, I might not have a degree in that, but guess what? I can go do the research. And with the internet, I can go do the homework. I can go study with AI, I can get it in a whole lot less time than that. But now I've got something to read. So now I'm much more prepared. And when you're prepared, you got confidence. Right. And it shows your handshake, your look, everything, even your dress. But most importantly, your energy dictates it. But you got to back that up.
Yeah, you do. And the thing is if you're if at any point, if you're broken, people will dull your shine. You know what I mean? And they'll take advantage of it. Listen, I always talk about ethical capitalism and collaborative economy, and those are important.
That's why I like this guy. He's so ethical capitalism and what was the other one?
Collaborative economy.
Collaborative economy. Got it. Right. Write that down.
But there will forever be the competitive mindset, because even when we're collaborating as the same business working together, we're still competitors. But there are some people out there that see the opportunity in you when they see you break, and they're going to make that move.
Well, and that's why we're excited about introducing the Atlantic City Business Roundtable. because the
Nice
Atlantic
segue,
City,
by the way.
because the Atlantic City Business Roundtable is focused on reestablishing businesses and entrepreneurs and families that ran cab stations, that ran the local grocery store, or ran which is not right now in Atlantic City, that ran the businesses and the shoe stores and all the things that really help people to really get to the next, to feed their families, to send them to college, to buy a home, right? So you got to build that capacity.
Right. So yeah. So that's it's pretty cool because I joined the Atlantic City Roundtable, Business Roundtable.
Congratulations and thank you very much. There's a win.
You're right. I did it some time ago, so you should you should have got me back. Where were you with my plaque?
Right.
Okay. So we're being cued. But you know, it's a great model because it's taking traditional roots and values and amalgamating that with forward and future thinking.
Smart thinking.
Smart thinking.
We want to make sure that we are transforming Atlantic City into a smart, intelligent city.
That's a secret, isn't it?
It was.
So as we wrap this up, and we're going to keep that secret there because I want to play on that as the marketing guy.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But I want to, and I know you have the win-win, and you've been giving us some great advice here right now, but I want you to do me a favor and narrow it down to something super, what you feel is super important to people. Small businesses, regardless of where they are, starting out, regardless if they're a woman, regardless if they're young, old, black, white, there's always that one thing, that one maybe problem they all face, and maybe you know what it is, or maybe you've seen it a lot. What is it real quick, and how do you tackle it?
Well, first of all, you partner with people. Identify somebody that is successful in the business that you want to be in. Model them, trace their steps. Secondly, you want to make sure that you have a team of people. If you don't have that capacity, go get somebody else that does. Partner with them, barter with them. And last but not least, marketing and sales. Okay? Business is about sales, but you don't get sales unless people know what you do, who you are, who you've done it for, and your track record. And you don't even have to have past performance in the traditional sense, but if you worked in 15 years in the field, you've got past performance. If you work for a company that did that work, you've got past performance. So you want to create a scenario where people understand your value and understand, last but not least, the cost of doing business. So you do not undersell yourself. You have value. Don't undersell yourself. Go to the table because you're a new business. You feel like, oh, I got to lower my prices. Make sure that you bring value to the table, but make sure that you understand the cost of doing business so your margins are tight and your numbers are right and everything's going to win.
Ooh, that's nice. So, folks, you heard that advice. I would take that clip and I would record it. Like, swipe it off of this video, play that out. Remember that because that's really sound advice. Probably some of the best I've heard. We got some great things happening here. I believe the Atlantic City Business Roundtable is going to be a model that every city in America could use.
Wow.
I believe it, just from having worked with you guys, being part of it, listening to how you guys operate in the future. I think it really is a model for the future for every city in America, and they should look at it. Aside from that, I think people should be contacting you and the Stanton Group and learning more about you, and I really appreciate you being here. Where can we find you on the web?
You can go to thestantongroup.net. That's the Stanton, STANTONGROUP.net, or www.DariusAStanton. That's DariusAStanton.com.
Great, and those will be in the description below. The links will be there for you to check them out. Darius, thank you so much for being here.
No, Eric, thank you for creating a platform for people to be real about business.
Oh, yeah.
And real about helping people get to the next level of all levels. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And you guys check us out, subscribe, share the video, remix it. We make it so you could play with these videos. Turn me into a meme. Don't do that to him. And, share the advice that you find here. And you guys go out there and make some amazing shit happen. We're out.
All right. Peace and love. Thanks, man.
This episode has been
great job.
underwritten by Outcome Engine. What sets Outcome Engine apart from other companies is they put people and creativity at the forefront of everything they do. Their holistic approach is about more than just technology. They create strategies that include the best tech, the smartest planning, and the brightest minds to help your business flourish. Outcome Engine believes technology serves humanity. Collaboration is their cornerstone, and every day is an opportunity to do work that matters with people who truly matter. Outcome Engine does more than help your business grow. They turn your business into a growth engine. For more information, visit their website, outcomeengine.io.